This is Christine James with HealthHWare, and here we are with Walter, and he's going to further discuss HealthHWare's definition of OASIS scrubbing and quality measures. Walter.
Well, Christine, we call it OASIS scrubbing and analysis. This is where we take the OASIS and we evaluate it for consistency of its own answers along with the answers of previous assessments if appropriate, and then we highlight the possible area of concerns for the user. We also give you additional information about the OASIS, such as scoring, diagnosis details, thresholds, and more. And we provide all this in a simple and easy to read format for the user. We also are very proud of the fact that we crowdsource with oversight the validation and logic and the rules, if you will, that are used by our OASIS scrubbing piece by taking the input directly from the users as they use our product. They're the ones that are obviously looking at these OASIS assessments, and so we use that information to constantly improve our analysis and reporting, and we're very proud of the fact that that gives the users exactly what they want to see. If you have HealthHWare's point of care, you can also get OASIS scrubbing at the point of care through our product called Clinical Assistant, which provides interactive validation along with our unique click to correct features.
Okay, Walter, how does this process of OASIS scrubbing specifically help a home health care agency?
Well, the main thing is that it helps them to make sure that their documentation is consistent and compliant. It helps to make sure that they are maximizing the reimbursement, not only on the episode that they're on, but for the organization as a whole when you consider things like value-based purchasing and star ratings, which ultimately are affected by the accuracy of the OASIS data that's submitted.
Walter, what does the role of outcomes analysis play, specifically with OASIS scrubbing?
Well, these two things are highly complementary. OASIS scrubbing is really primarily about the current OASIS assessment and making sure that it's as accurate as possible. This is great because it means that you have the highest quality information feeding into a much more in-depth analysis. Quality measures then and outcomes analysis is more about looking deeply into the data over multiple assessments, episodes, and admissions. The main thing there is to be able to see trends in your data by patient, by employee, by branch, diagnosis group, a lot of other filters that you can apply as well. You can view the data and compare it to your competition, which is really important to see how your competition's doing related to how fast you're improving and see if you're improving as fast or faster than they are. The quality measures and outcomes analysis is also perfect for your QAPI program. The data that you're collecting can be used to look at those things that are not necessarily just limited to your star ratings or your value-based purchasing score. So one set of data, one analysis tool handles both your VBP, your star ratings, your quality outcomes, as well as your QAPI program. So our services really give you the tools that you need for benchmarking, the outcomes, the star ratings, all of it, all in one. Add this to a software system like HealthHWare, and you can also look at the data that affect these outcomes in between OASIS assessments, a tool we're really proud of, where we send intermediate information along for this analysis as well. And so you can spot non-improving measures before they become a part of your score for your star ratings and for your value-based purchasing.
Walter, this outcomes analysis, how does this work?
Well, the OASIS data is uploaded to our cloud-based services where it can be analyzed and then presented to the users in a highly graphical and interactive format. You can click on the data point that you're interested in on your dashboard graph, and then the other graphs and other reports within inside the dashboard automatically filter based on that selection. You can choose to drill into a graph and see it at a much finer grained level of detail, or zoom back out and pick something else to look at and then zoom back in. You can change the selections that are filtering the data and a whole lot more to really drill down to what specifically you're interested in. Our dashboards are very intuitive. You can see everything at the top level and then use that to spot your overall trends for your agency, your quality measures, your improvements, and so on, and then use that to determine the areas where you believe you can do some improvement. Then you can drill down a bit deeper to determine the factors that are having the biggest effect on those trends that you saw. And there is where you can really start to hone in your quality improvement programs to pick the things that you believe that you can do that will have the biggest effect on those outcomes.
All right, Walter, this is our last question in this series for this podcast, and that is ultimately this process encompassing quality improvement to address the requirements of COPs, QAPI, and VBP has an impact on star ratings and reimbursement. Would you elaborate on this, please?
Sure. We've talked about the OASIS scrubbing and the quality measures and outcomes analysis. And the OASIS scrubbing is really about getting the most accurate data to help optimize your reimbursement on a single episode. The quality measures and outcomes analysis is all about seeing the trends and using that to identify areas that you can improve. Then you can put a plan into place, and these exact same tools then can be used to show you how you're improving. That's an important part of your conditions of participation in your QAPI programs. This improvement leads to better outcomes, obviously, and happier patients, and that in turn leads to higher star ratings, which in turn leads to more referrals, increased census, and more opportunities to grow your agency. These improvements can also have a direct impact on your value-based purchasing score, which more directly translates into your payment going up or down, depending on how well you compare your score to those of your competitors.